All right. My question to him is, I wanted to research some of the issues going on right now with the protests. I know there's a lot of info reports, etc. out there already, but I keep seeing people say, but more whites are killed by police than blacks every year. And that got me thinking. I pulled the numbers from 2018, found the total population in the U.S. is about 4 times as many whites as there are blacks, but there are about twice as many whites killed as blacks by police. In a discussion with a friend, I said that twice as many blacks were being killed as whites based on the available population. He said I shouldn't consider the entire population, but only the population that has had encounters with the police. A third friend said that blacks are twice as likely to be killed than whites based on my comparison. My question to you is this. Am I looking at a fair statistic by comparing the total population of whites versus blacks to the total number of each being killed by police, or should I be looking at a different starting population?
All right, sorry. Okay. Oh, can you hear me? I forgot I was on mute. What I was saying is that we never look at pure numbers. If there's like 1,000 people in the world, right, and 10 are black and 990 are white, just by chance alone, mere coincidence, you're going to have a substantial amount of those who are in the majority that's likely going to just by chance alone die. Right. What we generally look at is aggregation, right? Statistical information. So we're going to first look at the mean, right? So what is the proportion of our ratio of people in the population? And based on statistics alone, if there are, of course, the bigger the number, the more likely it is to be true based on statistics. If there are 1,000 people in the population, 100 are black, statistics says that 10 should be, let's say, beaten by police, and in that same case, 190 of the white race should be beaten by police. So you're going to compare those two numbers, the ratio. Now, if you're now seeing that 90, which is 10% of the 900 whites, right, are beaten in population, but now you're seeing 30 of blacks were beaten within the population are beaten by police. Let's go with that. Indeed, 90 whites is way more than 30 blacks. But at the same time, what you're also seeing a pattern of, there are 3 times as many blacks being beaten as there should be based on the population. Looking at raw number alone, we just can never really statistically or making any real decision, we just really can't look at raw numbers alone. So the answer is the only way to do comparisons is by looking at ratio. How much is expected to get beaten by police? If it's 10%, it should be 90 whites or should be 10 blacks, right? If it's more and one or the other, then there's something going on there.
Come closer and hold on.
So again, and it's for both things about the research, twice as many. Again, the raw numbers aren't going to tell you much simply because of the vast amount of people in the population. There are currently, currently 30 million black people in America. and there's roughly 280 white people in America. By just mere number alone, as you can see, it's just been double. If there's twice as many whites killed by police, ratio should be it should be 10 times as many whites as killed by police. You can see the disproportion right there. Right. So then, okay. So 70% of white per the white population, 34% of blacks per the black population. Then it's 2-to-1 ratio. There's a huge disparity right there between the black and the white. So yeah. Right. So yeah, this is usually a pretty hard questions to adjust to research, basically because even the data itself is not always accurate. But I think that, with something like this objective, that should be pretty easy to show that if you look at numbers alone, that could look at ratio, and then you're going to go into statistical significance. Are those numbers statistically significant? No. There's there's a phrase of statistics, or that lies, damn lies, and statistics, meaning that unfortunately sometimes statistics can be used to justify or support almost every single position that someone holds. But it's up to real educated and critical thinking people to be able to ensure that the statistics that's being used truly support the argument. So yeah, I mean, you can always think of, if you have, looking at mere numbers alone, why that can't help, that just really won't help, is it's back to the idea: if you have 100 people in a population, 10 is black and 90 is white, and you have just as many blacks that die as white, proportionally, you're having 20% black dying, whereas you're only having 1% of white dying. That's huge. That's a huge difference. So, yeah, no problem. What statistical method are you using to